just for a little live session. I decided that this format will probably be the better one for letting adjust my chair. Here we go, that's better. For showing everybody what's been happening on the land instead of doing the video just for particular things. So as you've probably seen, I've got the Scott Street yard on the workbench here, which just sits on nicely. I have been asked a couple of questions about this stuff here. It's the EVA foam. It's just stuck down by the outside's PVA down, or wood glue, and the inside's double-sided tape. I find this is quite good because you can still get the locos and wagons up into here. So that's still got to be weathered in bits and pieces. Anyway, I've got my little it's going to be probably very difficult to see. You might be able to see it there. My little homemade derailleurs, which is just styrene channel with a piece of styrene rod diagonally across, and they actually work quite good. So the next day, move the camera down a little bit. Next thing I want to do is in here, I want to make a, I've got some jersey barriers. So we'll grab a couple. For instance, put my jersey barriers like that, a little bit further out, probably around about there. Hope that you can see that. There we go. Yeah, put them out a little bit like that, and sort of make this area. I've got a plan I've seen on it's Heaton Lodge. It's a O-scale English channel railway. It's a reasonably large one. He recently just did an area similar to this, but he cut out the area and put he put microscope glasses in there to make it look like puddles. I'm going to try and do that with just some clear styrene, just make little puddles in there. Make it look a little bit disused. It's got a little bit of grout on it at the moment. This is where I first started doing the grout. You can sort of see a little bit there, but it's definitely got to be better. And I'll put a trailer or something in here. And I'll glue these down, obviously, because this has to be moved. This has to be, like I said in the last update, it has to be moved. And then I've still got bits and pieces up in this area up here to do, but it's quite functional. Excuse me, I'm quite happy with that. So that's really quite good. So that's the plan. We've got a long weekend here in New Zealand, so that's the plan I'm going to be doing for that. So I don't know if anybody's going to jump on, but for instance, we'll chuck this lifelike boxcar on here. You can sort of see, even without any weight or anything like that, it still runs fine. And then you can, if you're concerned, you can run a scriber or something down there just to open up those joints, but it's worked fine. A little bit of rolling resistance, but hey. So that's what I'll be working on this weekend, and amongst other bits and pieces. I have been asked a question also about this, about the Lorna Foods, how it's attached to the vaccine. Down the bottom here, you might be able to see the outline of some. There's a little conductor out there. Might be able to see a little. Might be able to see a little. Sorry about that. Might be able to see a little piece of cork. It holds the bottom down, makes a slot for the building to slot down behind there. So it just sits down there, and on the back side it's double-sided, like little Velcro dots pushed against it, and it's held it quite well. Like, it's a reasonably large building. Like, it's a big building. Like, if you've all got the kit, you'll know. So, just for reference for people that are asking, The module's probably about 750 long. So that building takes up a majority of it. So it's a big building. I've seen a couple of people do it. My brother did it in N scale. I've seen other people do it with different variations. Like this is not the whole building. Obviously, there's all the sorted like auxiliary buildings and stuff that I didn't put on it. And then I'll get a couple of also get how I choose colours and stuff. Now the green in the windows here, that's it's a Tamiya colour. Like I'll always use Tamiya and IPA and thin it with IPA. Tamiya and Vallejo are both model air and the model colour variants. And I just I think that's Japanese, some navy or army or something like that, but just mute colours. But this is really just like a layout update, what's been happening on the layout. Like I said at the start, this is the sort of format that I'm going to go carry on with, because it's a lot easier than just doing a video and then forgetting half the stuff that you've already done. So last month, I'll just grab some bits and bobs. This month, I went to a train show in the city in the South Island. It was quite good. Yeah, managed to pick up. I think people would have seen the community tab and stuff like that. I picked up this Conrail air slide for $20, $23 or $20. That wasn't too bad. It was a Concord one, so I had to put my weights in it. So I've got some lead weights in there. I've weighted it to the NMRA standards, or very close to it, and then put Atlas trucks on it, and obviously KDs. And they turn out quite good kits. Like these ones here, I've got this, and I've got the Bowser kits as well. And I mean, they're actually reasonably detailed. You could put a lot of work into them though. They're really reasonably detailed. So that's him. So he'll be just purely for cement traffic, for MPA concrete. So yeah. What else has been happening? I've been did the reballasting over there. I think people are sick of the reballasting talk and videos and carry on. Think of people, but so that's what that's been up to. Not much else has happened over in that area. I did a little video the other day of how to change the modules. But it's just purely just coming here for an hour, just Q&A. You know, what's been happening, what's going on for the next month, that sort of stuff. So anybody's got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Apologies for that last video of the modules. It was shocking, I know, but that was the best way of me trying to show you how it all sort of goes together. There's a little bit of clarification with the modules, with the bits that the dowel go into. Obviously the bits of wood are off the layout when I do. Hey Dan, how are you? The bits of wood are off the layout before I screw the dowels and make that sort of stuff. Hi Lee, how are you? Oh, lunchtime. Yeah, well, it's very early morning here on Saturday morning, Dan, so this is the time I sort of come and do it. I was just doing this sort of format to show everybody what's been going on. It makes it a lot easier for me than trying to do a video. But yeah, really enjoy your live streams. It's really good. Give me a couple of ideas. I like watching those. I'll be there today or tomorrow, whatever day it is. Yep. But yeah, the with the dowels, and I was also, I mentioned a little tip. You know, just with the old candle, and you get your said drill, you just drill into it, and for some reason it lubes the end of the drill bits, and then and the saws, the mini saws and stuff as well, and it like drills far better. So I don't actually know how I think that's like a military modeler, which they're quite, you know, quite good. You learn a few tips off them. But I haven't done anything to my my little test. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, no, it actually works quite good because when I first, for styrene, it just rips straight through it, and it doesn't sort of the swarf doesn't get caught up in the little miniature drill bits, and you know, you snap about 50,000 of them trying to drill one hole. So yeah, I have used other sort of tips for drilling like styrene and bits and pieces. You can get a if you've got like 0.5 hole, and it's got to have like 0.5 something go through, and you don't have that same drill bit or something like that, or you don't have a 0.5 drill bit, get a piece of brass rod like 0.5, cut it on like a sharp angle, and then you know put it in and turn it, sort of the same as a drill. Bit more effort, but you can also heat up the end and push it straight through. It melts the hole. Perfect hole. So that's Brad's tips for the day. Yeah, no, it's I like keeping up with what's in the community and just try and join as many live streams as I possibly can. Sometimes I'm at work at lunchtime when it comes on, and I don't have it have the sound on as much as I would like to have the sound on and listen to the people. So I just say hello and see what's happening. But yeah, this is the Scott Street yard. So it's really lightweight. Like it has to be lightweight for it to be moved, you know, for the wife to move it around. It's just sitting on my workbench at the moment. So and then when it comes to this sort of stuff, you can't put too much stuff on it because, you know, fear of getting broken. So but yeah, just a normal ballasting procedure that I've shown everybody before with the grout and that sort of stuff, and with the scenery and bits and pieces in there as well. It's the same sort of procedure. I still haven't decided on the people saw my last video. I still haven't decided on the industry for the extension to the Scott Street. Whether or not I actually do an industry, I'm unsure. So I'll turn your camera up. There we go. And you can sort of see behind me, nothing's really changed over here. You still got your box car and your bits and pieces. I've really got this off because I really want to start moving on that. My little crane up the top there that people have seen for the steel supplier. Also, while I'm here, I have been asked about how I make my chain link fences. So you got two options. Like you can use your Walthers one, like you buy in the kit. You can use that if you want to. I mean, I use that one. There's a Walthers kit till I worked out that I could probably do it a little bit better and cheaper. Not saying there's nothing wrong with the Walthers. Not saying there's anything wrong with the Walthers kit. It's just that my skills could probably do them a little bit better. This is just the uprights are 1mm styrene rod, and then the horizontal bars are 0.5. I mean, it's still got to have a little bit of a trim up and stuff like that, and then it's that wedding veil or tool, whatever you call it, and it's just glued onto that. Now, when you glue it, I use the Tamiya extra thin glue. It's purely because it just melts it on it, but you have got to be very, very careful because it literally does melt it. So that's what that is. And I just make a template on a piece of board and just work my way along, boom, 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 and then come back and tidy it all up. So I've still got to do that. That's for the steel supply over in the corner there where the base is. So that's a work in progress. Yeah. So that is that. Let's have a look at the chat. Oh, yes, I don't know how long I'll be on today. It's just a general catch up of what's been happening. As far as operating the layout, I haven't operated it in. We don't talk operations. I moved a couple of cars from this area because I knew the door had to be open, so I moved that down into the Scott Street yards, and it was quite good. It's good just coming into the layout, flicking a switch, and then everything works perfectly. You know, there'd be nothing worse than going to start something and it's just not working, or you've got to clean something. I mean, I clean the track, but I mean, it doesn't take very long. Another tip I use for sort of reliability, I always use the KDs. I cut the trip pins off. I have no need for the trip pins or anything like that. They're magnetic things. People may keep them on, and use them, but I don't use them. And I also have graphite powder. I bought a little container of graphite powder like years ago. I also put I just apply it with a cotton bud. I put it in whenever I do a new car or change out the plastic wheel sets for metal wheel sets, I put the graphite powder in the bogies or in the trucks where the wheel set's going to go in. They run freely, and I also put the graphite powder, just dab it on the faces of the KD couplers, and they just slide a bit better. So just add for reliability. I have noticed just now that there's a couple of cars with the stirrup steps broken, but I'm pretty sure everybody's got cars with stirrup steps broken, so I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. But yeah, like this Conrail car is quite good. Quite a good kit. If you're like a beginner or something like that, then you can there's nothing wrong with them. Absolutely nothing wrong with them whatsoever. It's provided you know how to put the weights in, or you know how to you got a way of putting the weights in. Excuse me, I'm just trying to look for another car that. Here we go. And obviously that one there. So that's a Bowser kit. So there's nothing. Oh, it's a my ball. How did I get the powder? I got the powder. It was a like a little container. You could shave a pencil, Dan. I mean, I don't see any reason why. Yeah, this is just pure powder, and it goes like for miles. So just be, you know, don't go. It comes in a puffer bottle. Don't use the puffer bottle unless you want graphite everywhere. Don't ask me how I know that. Yeah, and you try a pencil. Just give it a little pencil go. A locksmith. Yeah, I got mine from just like an old sort of store and stuff, and it was just like on the shelf, and it's sitting there must have been sitting there for ages. It was all faded and stuff, but I got that like almost a decade ago, and it's lasted me. But it works fine. It's worth a shot. You can buy the graphite powder. I'm pretty sure Woodland Settings has the graphite powder as well, but it's just probably the same stuff in a different label bottle. But yeah, it's a couple of. It's almost like Brad's tips for the day, isn't it? Really, I'm getting into it. And Dan, did you use that tip of the scribing of the styrene when we're talking about graphite? Scribing of the styrene and putting the pencil on it to see where it is. You know, see where your mark is. I'll try and find a scrap piece. Right. So, a little piece of scrap styrene. Another little tip. You probably already know this. Some people probably already know this, but for those that don't, this will be interesting. I'm sitting down real low on my table, so everything's always bloody chest tight. So I'll scribe that for. So say for instance you've got a piece of styrene. This is for people that don't know or haven't used this idea before. And like when I do my styrene, I always scribe before I cut, so I've got a line for my knife to go down to. I just sort of scribe the line like that. Now, that is probably hard to see. The line's hard to see when you initially do it. So I just put a piece of put my scribe line, and then you can sort of see. You rub your pencil over it, you know where your mark is, because the pencil's going to stay in the line. There's a little tip for you. Some people might find useful, some people might not, but it's quite a good tip that I've found, because yeah, trying to find a scribe line, it's pretty hard sometimes. But yeah, that's the Brad's tip for the day, I suppose, if you want to call it like that. Hi Boxco Jerry, how are you? So yeah, so today I'll be trying to work on this little area down here. But go from there. Another little tip is, I was just looking at the handrails here, how to get yellow. Like yellow, if you painted yellow before, yeah, it's a good little tip, Dan. It's helped me when I do my scratchboarding, because I love doing scratchboarding. Doing the inside of my steel supply is going to be good. I like doing that. Back when I was doing NZR, which is New Zealand Railways, I did a lot of scratchboarding, a lot of bits and pieces like that, so it was quite good. That's S scale though, so. But with my, I was just going to say about the yellow. For people that don't know, I just use white paint before I put the yellow on. I've tried to put the yellow on just straight onto the model. It doesn't cover white, and I think it's white under red as well, and it makes it look really yellow. I mean, they've been touched up a bit, but yeah, just another little tip for you. If you didn't already know, it's all handy for these little tips to pass on. I'm by no means a master modeler, guarantee you that, but I'm more than happy to pass on what I've learned. With this building here, obviously this is the Walthers Red Wing milling. At the top here I've had to, because of the angles, the 45s for when it makes a box for the original kit, or the way the kit's designed to go ahead, I've had to fill in all those cornices to make it look all one sort of height. I am actually happy about it, but you sort of see bits that don't look, you know, too flash with the top building, but at the top of the building, you know, you can sort of see that edge there for the corresponding bit that's in the kit. Hi Delta 9, how are you? So apart from that, it's fine. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So I don't know if I've got any other buildings that I have to make for the layout now. If I go down to the far end, yeah, I don't know if I'll put buildings on the extension or anything like that. It's just too much of a hassle having to, you know, because it's really the entrance to the room, but this is fine. Anybody got any questions so far? With this Evio phone, this has just been painted as well. This is just, when I paint it, I just do crisscross like that. It'll sort of be weathered down. This is basically the transload area. And as I was saying right at the very start, I'll turn the camera down a little bit like that. This area here is going to have a, trailers over the back there. This area is going to have a container trailer and bits and pieces like that, so these will stick out a little bit. So yeah. I used this Jerry. Oh, it's a bit glossy. I think in America they call it silly foam. It's like real thin. We call it EVA foam over here, but it's just real flexible foam. And it's just a matter of like you can put it on there, and you can push down on it. It's, it makes indentations and stuff. So yeah, you can. And then to get the inside line for the for the infill, I just put it on there and just rub my hand right down it, and it makes a line of the tracks. Just cut it away with the scissors. But that's what I use for that. I used that for there, and I also used it for over in the car parking area and around MPA concrete. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, Robert Todd, I think it's the Des Moines. I would guarantee I say that's wrong. He uses this for his roads as well. But it's really lightweight. I mean, you can be stuck down with PVA glue. You can basically do anything you want with it. It takes paint well. And as I was saying at the start, the wagons still roll on it. I mean, there's obviously resistance there, but they make their own little groove. You can come across here with a scriber and open them up if you want to, but I mean, it's entirely your choice. But I had to build it up quite a wee way to get up into there, and the curves are tricky. But if you just push it down with the with your fingers and then cut it out, it takes a couple of times to get it right. And you're away laughing. And I can even turn you around, spin you around. Look at that. Here's the other area that I did with the EVA foam, and you can sort of see it's a different colour. It's a white foam, and I've just spotched on the crisscrossed black and grey, and just cheap acrylics to do that. And the gate opens and shuts. That's not by design, that's just pure fluke. So the trucks and stuff would come into the yard there. So that's another little view of the layout. That's going right back to the end that I was talking about with the previous video where the extension bit goes on. All this in here is, this is a scratch built guttering, just different styrens, 2 styrens make it like an L shape. The little, take you down here. The little drain cover there, that's just styrene. That's all scratch built. What I did was I've got a template, a circle template. I scribed around it, and then I came back with Tamiya extra thin and just dabbed that onto the circle. And because the cement, the solvent melts the plastic, it gives the textured cast iron finish at the top, and then I just weathered it up nicely like that. That's another military modeler tip. How many industries total? I'll count them up for you, Dan. Bear with me. I've got 12 industries in total. So I've got it all on my little I showed that one other time, a little switch list. But yeah, 12 industries, and they take various cars. Like I've got, I think because I use, the way I do things, I use 2 dice, so you're going to get 12 or 6 you know, depending on your throw. With the extension that goes across the door that I've just been talking about, it's got that industry on it. That's number one on this on the dice, because you're not going to throw a 1 with you got 2 dice. So that's purely what that is for. I've got the food supplier. I've got 2 spots at the food supplier, the steel place. I've got Allied Chemicals, Reliable Lumber, MPA Concrete, Pro Paper, and there's 2 spots of Pro Paper, various cars. Lorna Foods, which is this one in front of us here. That's Lorna Foods. Lorna, 2 spots Lorna Foods, and then the transfer track, which is what we were just talking about just before. So, well, you might not be able to see that properly, but that's how it is, and how I sort of run it. So, look a bit closer. Say for instance, I hope everybody can see that. If you can't, let me know. So for instance, I'll get my dice and I'll throw 11. So you go down to 11 on the in the pink writing there, and that's Lorna Foods. So you got an air slide out, tanker in, hopper in, and boxcar in. So if there's no air slide there, you put your tankers in, your hoppers in, and your boxcar in. Now, the hopper has to be unloaded underneath the unloading area there, or the loading area, unloading area I'm using it for. And this in the middle track here, where the Conrail car is, that's the overflow, because you can only fit 2 cars in one of those sidings. So I'd put the hopper in and then the boxcar in, and then say for instance I come back on the next operating session and I throw another 11. I go, right, well, I still haven't got the air slide out. I still can't take the air slide out because there's none in there. The tank car in. So what I'll do is I'll put the tank car in and I'll take the box car out. Something like that, because, you know, sort of swap and change it. It sort of works out all right. This area down here does get incredibly tight. Does get incredibly tight, like switching wise, because you're using your big hopper cars, you know, so you can get a couple in there. The transload here, to be honest, I can't really remember when I've used that. I may have used it a couple of times, but it's just the beauty of the dice. And then sometimes if there's overflow and I don't use the transload, I've got so many cars up here, I'll put some in here. That's how that works. But yeah, it's very, very simple. I haven't got car cards or anything like that. We'll just add to the confusion. I've got drawers and drawers of cars, just like everybody else. And that way with the dice, you don't tend to use the same old cars. And then once you collect your stuff from here, or any part of the layout, the gill gets taken back to the Scott Street yard, which will fling around again, Scott Street yard, and where that tank car is and that centre beam, that is the interchange track. So everything will go back into there and get taken off the layout, and corresponding, if anything wants to come onto the layout, it will go into that track. The yard is quite big there. You've got three tracks, plus over the back you've got the food supplier over the back there with 2 spots there. So yeah, in operations, when I really get into it, it could be, you could get a few cars in there. The layout's all DC power. I don't use DCC. And I've just got 3 locomotives. That suits me fine. Like, I just rotate them every time, just keep them going, keep them moving. So just like everybody, I've got more than enough cars, but you also need to keep collecting for that day where you want a special car. So, got any questions? Any other questions so far? Thank you, Delta 9. I appreciate that. yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's all very modular. We're taking down like a matter of, well, the extensions can take down seconds, the other bit will take down in minutes. And if I wanted to go to a show, I could take, like literally just take one module, like I could take Scott Street, I could take Short Street, and just do like a little switching layout backwards and forwards if I wanted to. To me, I'd sooner be, yeah, in my view, you need like a round and round layout or another operator to answer questions, because if you're just gonna, in my view, if you're just gonna go there and operate backwards and forwards, I could do that at home. I sort of want to interact with people as well, answer their questions and things like that. So, thank you, Doubt9. Just remember to like and subscribe and share. Also, on that note, I have got a I'll spin you around, Simmer. I have got a Facebook page I just started up recently. It is a private group, so it's called Willowcreek Industrial Spur on Facebook. It might take a wee bit to look for it, to find it, but it's there. It's got a photo. You'll know as soon as you see it, because you've seen this building for most of the stream, what it's on. So you just, like I said, it's a private group, so we just accept you. I'm in various groups, like in no particular order. HO scale, shelf modelers, Platform 1 MRC, rail industry, industries for railways, modelers, like a lot of things. And some people get confused with my name, or they don't actually know my name, or they don't know the same, Willowcreek is Brad. So that's my name, Brad Coleman. So if you see Brad Coleman on the groups, that's who I am. It can get quite amusing sometimes, but I'm not offended at all. It's just let's clear that up. So cheers, Dan. Yeah, just yeah, it's just purely, I'll do a lot of stuff on that, and also Instagram. If you like Instagram or use Instagram, not everybody does. The reason I'll give you my name. It's Brad Coleman 6776. The reason I did three forms of social media is because not everybody's got Instagram. Not everybody wants to use Instagram. Not everybody wants to use Facebook, and not everybody's on YouTube. So I sort of want to share it around so everybody gets a good view. You don't have to be in a certain group to see my stuff. I want everybody to see it. Everybody gets a chance to see stuff, and I think that works out quite well. I don't want to, just be in a certain group, but I want to share it around, because then you get other people with their ideas as well. And like I keep saying, there's some really good modelers out there. No one has to be all master modelers and stuff like that. Some of the tips I picked up are just some simple tips. You just work your way along. I've got a sort of like a goal in my mind of what the layout's got to be like. I have seen enough layouts to know what I like and what I don't like, and I'm happy with it. Works reliable. All the track is code 100, so it's bulletproof, so I could throw anything at it and it will work. Provided you don't have the old pizza cutters on these marvels. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's a perfectly good wagon, but the wheels don't like certain areas. Let's have a look at the chat. There also is another group, another Facebook group. If you get bored listening to my voice, or it's called the Willowcreek Subdivision, and it might be yeah, well, it's Willowcreek subdivision, N scale. That's my brother's stuff. Yeah, I'm pleased I helped you out with that one. Yeah, like with the EVA, like with your question there, Delta 9, the EVA foam is just so cheap, so easy to use. You'll find out when you go to do it. You don't have to. It's instant. You don't have to wait for any plaster to dry. You don't have to wait for any of that carry on to dry, and it's instant. It's just straight down, done, and it takes paint really well. So it wasn't my idea at the start. It was that Robert Todd's. I got that off him. So also have a look at his channel. It's the Des Moines Transfer Railway. He uses a lot of that on his layout. So have a look at his. He'll have some ideas as well, because he's got crossovers and all sorts of stuff over his roads. So he's also worth a look too. But yeah, the plaster, like I've used plaster before. Like I'll take it for. Oh, that's something I do not want to knock over. I'll take it for a little journey over here. I'll turn you around now. So a lot of people have already seen this one. Facebook group is the Willowcreek Industrial Spur. Jerry. So I'll turn the lights on for you. Awesome. Thank you, Delta 9. I'll turn the lights on for you. Like, there we go. Look at that. Now, it is going to come up quite blue because the back seat is blue. So I'll just change it around here. Bear with me while I shake this blinking tripod. Oh, we don't want to focus on that. Here we go. Righty-ho. This is the reliable lumber. So you can see in here, this was all done with plaster. And things like that. You got reliable lumber here, and you've got allied chemical down there, also done with the plaster. So I'm really, really pleased with this area here. All my pallets and my wood racking and things like that. So gives you. Yeah, I'll do that boxcar, Jerry. A couple of people have not been able to find it, but I will. I think there's a space between Willowcreek. It's all not one word. It's just Willow Space Creek. Yeah. Thank you, John. So yeah, in this area here, you've got I scratch built all the pallet racks, all that sort of stuff out of styrene. Obviously the little truck, the forklifts, there's a little forklift in here. Try not to, that's a little Viking one. They're really expensive, but they're really, really nice. The pallets are 3D printed. I've got a little pallet jack down there by Walthers. I have been questioned about the buffer stop next to the building, but that's all right. I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, the fencing is the Walthers fencing, chain link fencing, like I was saying before. I use that for this particular area, and then I sort of started scratch building my own. It's a lot cheaper. Back up there. The building is, when it comes to the buildings, there's that building there. It had a 3-stall engine shed or something like that. That building there, allied chemical. The same building, exactly the same building. I've just bashed it, used it for different areas. So I've really only, I like kit bashing, and with those Walthers buildings, well, it's not Walthers actually, it's Pike stuff or Rick's. Hi John, sorry I didn't say hello to you before. They're really good for doing that sort of stuff, and then the bottom I sort of did the precast panels. So that's That's reliable lumber. So not much happens in there at all at the moment. Put the box cut back in there. I'll try and spin you around. I'll turn some more lights on. Rightio. Hold on, hold on, hold on. So I'll go. So that's that in there is MPA concrete for people that are new to the channel. I'll hook you back on there. Look, here's me saying that the camera work's going to be better. It's not, is it? Ridiculous. Anywho, here's MPA concrete. So, you sort of see it a bit better. This area in here, we're talking about foam and bits and pieces. I decided that this area in here, like I've got to come back. Like to me, this is just the base layer of scenery and bits and pieces. So this area here is actually cork. So I can crack it up and all that sort of stuff when normal, because my day job sort of involves around this sort of industry. So it gets cracked up and all that sort of stuff. The little the loader and the agitator, excuse me, are die-cast miniatures, are really detailed models. Expensive in New Zealand, but I decided that from the outset I'd sooner have detailed models than something I wasn't happy with. We'll move you along a bit further. Straighten you up a bit. You're a bit wonky there. This is all the bucket elevator. I weathered that all up with the hairspray chipping technique. So that turned out quite nice. This little bit down here is all movable. So that's brass with a bit of plastic on the backing. That's to sort of simulate, and it's been weathered to simulate the unloading area. The ag and the sand. Obviously cement's piped. Goes back in there. This is the Walthers Blue Star Ready Mix building. I did put a little Walthers etched brass handrail mang ladder up there to get to the top of the silo. It never had anything on that, so I did that. That pro paper down here, this is just a clear example of, you know, how buildings can be all taken off. That's pro paper. I've been asked how I did the vents. The vents are all just 1.2 styrene angle, and you just layer them up. You can sort of see how I did it there. They look like vents. But yeah, that's a completely scratch built building. I mean, it's not going to win any prizes. It's not going to, you know, be on the cover of any magazine. But that's what that is. So that's the beauty of that getting taken off, and I can work on them, weather them. I'll move you back a bit. I've also been asked about my graffitied walls. That is a knock product. It's like a cardboard, but it's got indentations on it. And you just cut it out and double-sided tape it to the back end there. Another tip, when you do cut it out, you'll get a white edge on the outside. Go around it with a black Sharpie, and it gets away that white, and it doesn't draw your attention to white lines. So it looks a little bit like shadows. Excuse me. And then the next building along, probably was my first building I made. Like I'm still learning. Like I'm always still learning how to do things. But this is the abandoned warehouse building. So I'm quite proud of this building actually. We go to the side here. I've put the Titchy fire escapes on it. It never came with it in the kit. Well, obviously it never had that in the kit. And if I angle you down just a fraction, in here you can actually see the line. There's an old abandoned line in there. And I have been sort of queried about what's this all about. When you see graffiti in natural, it's got to have the graffiti on it, but when you see graffiti naturally, people may like it, you know, there's a whole discussion about graffiti and stuff like that. It is part of, you know, it is part of the world, you know, you just sort of just got to use it, just sort of move on. When they patch it up, they're not really careful when they patch it up. They just patch up over the words and bits and pieces, and sometimes they patch it up, then they come back and all that sort of stuff. So what I was actually trying to do, or proposing to do, is I've got those graffiti decals, and I'll just cut it when it gets to a square. So a square here, I was cut out a corresponding square in the decal and put it over that, so it looks like half the graffiti's been, you know, painted over. Sort of give that sort of illusion. That's what I'm sort of trying to go for. Whether it works or not, I'm not too sure, but it's worth a shot anyway. I'm still pretty happy with it, you know, don't get me wrong. The awning there, the corrugated iron is all airbrushed, weathered up. I think there's a couple of bit of powders in there. The building itself is 3 different types of Model Master paint, only because I want to use it up. And all I do is I airbrush it in figure of 8 patterns. Then I'll come back, figure of 8, just mottle it. And then this is my first attempt at oil weathering. So, you know, don't get too hard, you know, don't get... So it's, yeah, just oil weathering, just white and yellow, a little bit of yellow mixed together. And put it through as the Mortarline wash. So that's that building. While I'm here, Allied Chemicals. That's the Walthers tank unloading rack that a lot of people seem to have trouble making. And then I've scratch built the little office at the back there. That is incredibly tight in there. I didn't really work out my tolerances, but it still works. Little door, little electrical cabinet. So there's another one of my derailleurs for those that are... So that is styrene channel. It's a styrene like U channel, and then just a cross of the a bit of styrene rod across diagonally across. I think they're about 5mm. There we go. And yeah, they do work. I have seen other people use other ones, or I know there's other ones on the market, but to me, I wanted the ones myself. We're back across over here to the, I'll just put that on the ground now. Back across here to Scott Street Yard. You can see another example of quality die cast that I like to get. This is a die cast miniatures excavator. That's sitting on that little, you know, it's a little road, so the little trucks come up in here and they do their business up in here. It's like a little work site. That's all weathered with the grout and the ballast, different ballast mixtures to get that rocky, unused feel. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not the world's best scenery person, but sometimes you fluke it. That's just a little Walthers truck, you know what I mean. That's pretty much that. So if anybody's got any other questions, I'm just sort of going to stay in here for an hour. This is going to be the... Oh, there we go. Going to stay in here for an hour because this is be the layout update for the month of October. So I'll do it at the end of October every month. So a couple of things, the boxcar Jerry, I will put that... Thank you, my man. Just remember to like, subscribe and share. Just be back to it. That's all right, Dan. I'll catch you later on your stream. I hope you enjoyed it. You have sort of been a bit of an inspiration on me just to actually keep getting and doing these live streams, because it's sort of get a little bit nervous doing some of them, but hey, you just get in and get it done, I suppose. Yeah, I'll put that up, the Facebook group on the About page, so go have a look at that. It's yeah, not really much else is happening apart from that. As far as train shows go, there's no train shows. Next one now, well, there's one on the same island I live in at the moment. Well, the same island I live in, there's a train show on at the moment. But I won't be going to that one. Yep, good on you, Lee. I appreciate that. To me, sometimes it's not all about the subs and stuff. It's just about sharing. I'm just happy that people they can find something useful, or because I'm not in any club or any group or anything like that. So I like sharing my photos and getting ideas from people and things like that, because this is just purely just a hobby for me. I only do it 2 days a week because I've got another hobby that I do, like I keep saying, outside of after work and stuff like that. So, and it sort of keeps it fresh. I mean, you don't get burnt out with one or the other, and you think it gives you a bit of time to think about, oh, how I'm going to do this, instead of going and rushing, or want to do this and this, and thinking not really that real. Oh yeah, I remember you saying to me a while ago, Lee, about you making those pallet loads. Or pallets. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put a video out. No, it might have been a photo on how I weathered the pallets. So have a look on my community page, Lee, and you'll see how I did those. They're pretty basic, but I'll be interested to see those pallet loads. Mine are all 3D printed because I certainly don't have the patience to do hundreds of pallets or anything like that. But in saying that, I'll go do these bits and bobs, and I'll probably put another photo up at some stage today. It's not the nicest weather here, so be a good opportunity to get stuck into this little corner bit that I've been talking about and get that underway. But I hope everybody enjoys the stream. Remember to thanks, Lee. Remember to subscribe and share and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't cost anything to do that. And check out my group, Willowcreek Industrial Spur, and also check out the other groups that I mentioned, HO Scale, Shelf Layouts, all those other groups. I mean, there's a wealth of information on there, and it's really good. It's quite a really good community to be part of. And it's really a positive thing to do. So yeah, thanks Delta 9 for popping in. I appreciate you coming and see all the bits and pieces that I'm doing here. But like I said, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you on the next one. If not, you'll see another photo. Remember, it's Brad Coleman, who is actually the Willowcreek. So that's that. Appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom, and I'll catch you later.